And then we're still seeing him 4 or 5 years later, and it's like it gives you the opportunity to make a name for yourself, have people recognize you, and then it gives you a platform to get your practice right, where you're finally playing against these pros because you just had 1 month of success. It's always a great situation when you've always got a chance.
So here we go into another elimination matchup as Sub and Mugi will be playing for the chance to continue along, add to their points, and potentially get a gold or silver ticket. And as I said before, having made the top 6 today and earned a guaranteed 60 points on the leaderboard, Sub is, at least for the moment, our points leader, not counting our already qualified, actually even counting Ian, who just has 100 points from winning our first monthly final. So Sub is currently top of the leaderboard. He would love to take the leaderboard out of the conversation, but we'll see if he can at least add to those points here against the two-time.
The is how Mega Knight is for like mid-level ladder players. Every time I go against the Evo Witch, I think it's the greatest card ever created inside this game. I'm excited to see it finally get played today. I have been kind of just waiting around to see if people are going to try and build it into their decks. That's exactly what we're going to see. Mugi answering my prayers.
Magic Archer working from the back. Kind of standard here to get the cleanup. And NATO now will get good value, tower and 2 troops. As the Evo Witch continues to create pressure, big opening salvo from Mugi.
Yeah, and right there, kind of a mistake with the Barb Barrel. Not exactly sure how he should have placed it. Maybe on top of the Ghost. There had to have been a better answer, and he's going to take a lot of chip damage. He went out to a very strong start, but Sub clawing his way back in and takes the lead.
Which will take the Magic Archer off the board, and Evo Val to hold in front and try to prevent the Golden Knight from doing much more. Cannon Cart, though, in second phase, gets rid of the Witch. But now Mugi will set up in the back and try to prepare for another big graveyard push. Lead given away. Sub, our points leader, currently in the lead in game 1 against Mugi.
Barb Barrel to take out the Magic Archer and get a little bit of offensive pressure. Not going to work exactly the way he was looking for. This Magic Archer, I mean, it doesn't do a ton of damage. I mean, it's almost lined up on the tower. But luckily, Mugi not taking any chip damage. And these Witches, when they're working together, you don't have a big spell, there is a very few sites that are scary.
Evo Snowball kind of gives a reset to the Evolved Witch. Graveyard with no support. But the longer that Mugi keeps the Evo Witch on the board here, the better things can get for him. Back to another.
Another Evo Witch, but this is, once it gets down to almost triple elixir, real close, you know your opponent is trying to get that one huge Golden Knight dash, but no NATO in from Sub. This entire time I thought he had NATO. Instead, just going all defense, and so far it's working, but I feel like you really need the NATO in these kind of decks. You want that last dash onto the tower.
And that was a nice Magic Archer out of Sub. Yes, it got taken out by the Evo Witch, but recognizing poison out of cycle, made a free Magic Archer on the board. It did. But now Graveyard Poison going to start adding to that tally on the left-hand side. 45 seconds left, and now going to be around 800, just north of 800 points.
The dash.
The Golden Knight gets all the way in. Wow.
Yeah, that's why you basically don't even need NATO. Mugi is going to have to absolutely watch out for these bridge Magic Archers, the Evo Val coming in, and it's going to clean that up. There's still one extra cannon cart. The Witch does take it out. We need the Barb Barrel. We need something. Another Golden Knight dash could be on its way. It's not going to make it to the tower, and he does have to protect it. He does with the Evo Witch. We need a Graveyard on top of the tower.
Poison down. Evo Snowball to clear. And Sub gonna take game number 1 away from Mugi. and be one win away from eliminating a two-time world champion.
Yeah, Sub, absolute perfection with how he was setting up.
And he moved it, oh, now we're done. So he moved it closer to the bridge, and then that Goblin Hut moved the fight kind of over into the first couple tiles of Mugi's side of the bridge. And at that point, with this very spammy drill deck, there was not much Mugi could do to defend against the inevitable.
Yeah. I'm kind of disappointed. I understand why, but I am disappointed that I didn't get to see the rest of your presentation.
See me keep trying to do my hand there like that?
Yeah. Yeah. I was following along quite well.
Well, thank you. I do get paid to talk on occasion. Monk gonna go ahead and clean all that up with the Hunter, and now just an early full send from Sub. Hunter getting on tower. The RG happy to tank those shots. 18:05 on the left-hand side, as this counter push will get some, and Sub full send very, very low on Elixir. I think he's back to Electro Spirit. Note goes Barb Barrel instead. Ice Wiz gets a couple of shots, so it all does come out in the Brazilian's favor.
Yeah, both players even on Elixir. Mugi should have... Actually, I don't even know if he needs the Spirit Goblins. Instead, allowing his tower to take it out fully. And Sub, like you said, up 600 HP, but Mugi, he should have the Evo Skeleton Barrel next, potentially. He's we should see that shortly coming in from him.
Skeleton King will go ahead and get murked. Does get one shot off. Where do you see the biggest damage potential coming for Mugi in this one here, Josh, as he's have to play a lot of mortars on defense, Skeleton Barrel. Now he does get one up high. Do you think it's mostly the troops and Skelly Barrel stuff, or does he really need to get some mortar connections to win this one?
Yeah, he just needs to make sure that he's going both lanes. It's going to be incredibly difficult for Sub to stop it if he gets the correct pressure. And right here, we see that it should be a lock on top of the tower. It is. And now the left tower is down to 1651. Right tower at 2020. He can apply enough pressure where Sub can't stop it. And so he just needs to be constantly swapping lanes.
Evo Hunter will ground the Skeleton Barrel, feeding the Skelly King on defense, and so early ability popped by Mugi's champion.
Hunter staying just alive to get one last shot on top of the RG. Arrows coming down. Cannon Cart not going to get on top of the tower or anything, but should be able to clean up everything fairly nicely. And so Sub's counter push kind of limping along at this point.
4 HP is the separator with 90 seconds left. Evo Mortar sets up in the defensive position. And Sub should be gearing up for another Royal Giant push here in just a moment. Maybe gonna let this one, there we go. Decides to put it in front of the low health Hunter. The reflection of the Monk onto the mortar doing its work. Do we see another mortar? Mortar up high. Mugi trying to get double value. Not gonna be able to get on tower for this one. Does get taken off by an opportune Electro Spirit. 52 seconds left, dual lane pressure for Mugi.
Right there, the Spirit Goblin still getting some chip damage on top of the tower. Arrows coming in to take care of some of the rest of the troops. And that Monk just staying alive just a little bit is going to make Sub's life considerably easier.
RG should get one. And it does. 8:07 remaining. Lead for Sub. Can he do it? Can he take out the two-time world champion?
Mugi just praying that he can get his troops on top of the tower. The bar barrel does get missed by a little bit. It's not going to be enough, though. A78 to 700. Going to cycle as quickly as he can, but so will Sub. And Sub going to take it 2-0 against Mugi.
A clean sweep for Sub to make it into the top 4. What a performance for last year's runner-up. Or last year's top 4, I mean. Last month's runner-up. And this taking him into the top 4 guarantees him at least 70 points. And he will continue to fend off some of the people chasing him